Yet another episode of WrestleRoni. How are you feeling? I'm Spooky Lou Carpenbarker, joined today by a very scary guest. I'm a bit intimidated, but we gotta do what we gotta do to pay the bills around here. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me right now, Mad Dog, Zack Myers. How you doing, my man?
I gotta be honest with you. I think we got heat, Spooky Lou.
Oh no, what's going on, Zack?
Well, I listened to that episode you did with old Zeke Mercer, and you called me a jerk, man. I don't appreciate it.
I mean, you did kind of attack him after the match, but you haven't heard the Billy podcast yet, right?
I have not. No.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Don't worry, it wasn't that good anyway. I wouldn't listen to it if I was you.
Oh, I don't know if I trust you, Lou.
I've heard that
I'll
from
have
a
to
lot
check
of
it out.
folks. Yeah. Well, my apologies. My apologies. I do apologize. I do respect your work. I'm a Zeke Mercer fan, and I'm also a Billy Knox fan, so it just so happens you're just kind of up against the guys I like at the moment. So, my apologies. It's all respect. It's all love.
I guess I'll accept for now, and we could just move on.
Yeah, I mean, you will be seeing me in person, at the Mononga show. So, I hope you have some time to work off some of that steam before then. And we're coming up on the Mononga show. Let's go ahead and get right into that. RSW is coming to Mononga. It looks like you're the next man in line for the champ, Zeke Mercer. Kind of explain to me why you did what you did at the end of the event in Fairmont.
Well, it's pretty simple, actually. I beat the shit out of Billy Knox,
Yep,
choked him out,
you did.
and then I walked through the curtain in the old Real Shoot office. Said, "Hey, kid, you got a title match."
Okay.
So I made sure I sat there and I watched Zeke Mercer and Dustin Alexander, and didn't really matter who was going to win. So unfortunately for Zeke Mercer, he's got to deal with me now.
Ooh. Congratulations. Congratulations. Main event money coming your way. You win that match, you got a strap. That's a little bit more bread in the pocket, as well as some accolades. How long you been at this game?
So this year is my 6th year. I started in like May of 2016.
Okay. And what brought you to pro wrestling? Let's take it way back. When did you find pro wrestling? Something I ask everybody. Where did you find the love?
Well, my grandfather watched wrestling casually, and then as I got older, you just kind of get sucked into it. Big Triple H guy growing up, Cactus Jack,
Same.
stuff like that.
Okay.
And then, I would have started sooner. I'm kind of late to wrestling, but life gets in the way sometimes. But eventually, I got going, and I've been going pretty strong for 6 years now.
Hell yeah. Okay. And I've seen you on some VCW. I've seen you, of course, in RSW, and 6 years in the game. Looking back on it, besides knocking the dog shit out of Billy Knox, what would be your favorite match, your proudest one so far?
Proudest match, I would probably say that when Tristan St. Croix and I, as the good guys, we won the Real Shoot tag team titles in a abandoned warehouse somewhere in a light tube death match.
Oh,
That was to date, that's probably the most hardcore I've done.
okay.
And I mean that was a war, and we came out with the belts.
I'd like to see that one. I'm going to have to check the old RSW YouTube and try to find that bad boy. So,
Yeah, I do believe it's on there. So if you get a chance, check it out.
for sure, you got me intrigued. So, you don't mind the occasional bulb or death match if that's what's necessary, huh?
Yeah, whatever it takes, really. I'm down to kick ass in any way possible.
Respect. Recent dog collar match. Yeah,
Yes.
you're a wild one. You think that
Yeah,
goes back to Cactus, or where's that love come from, or is it just you doing what you got to do?
I think it comes from loving Cactus. Like I wouldn't call myself like a deathmatch guy, but
Right.
I'm down to do that kind of stuff. But it definitely comes from a love of Cactus.
I can relate. I can relate, but I never had the balls to do as you were doing. So major props for that. We used to do some stupid backyard, and I took a light bulb maybe twice to the back, and that shit, the explosion of it all, that's no fun. I don't know how y'all do
Yeah, I think the tubes scare you more than anything.
it. Well,
Like they're not too bad to be hit with. After the match, you realize it's not really that bad, but it scares the shit out of you, and it can cut you.
yup.
For the most part, they just explode over your head. But I mean, they can. Who was it? In Cage, like he almost died from a light tube.
Yeah, yeah, and that tournament of death and see, yeah, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, look at him. He's got a big match coming up really soon with John Moxley. I think he's about to get that GCW title back, but at the same time, John Moxley's unstoppable. What you like? You do you watch TV wrestling? Do you watch the AEW?
Yeah, I watch what I can.
I got
You
you.
know, I've been really digging Raw since old Triple H took over.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's overall easier to watch.
Way better than it was. Man, it was from like 2017, 2018 on. It's just been, it was terrible.
Yeah, I really fell out of watching WWE right around 2014,
Okay.
right after Bryan won the title.
Yeah,
I like kind of dropped off.
I can totally understand. There for a while, all I was watching was NXT, and then when they did NXT 2.0, I haven't been keeping up on it like I used to, but I used to watch NXT religiously.
I used to watch NWA Power when they first started,
Okay.
but after when they came back after the pandemic, I don't know. I never got back into it.
Exact same here. Exact same here. I was really into them when they first started. The first couple pay-per-views when Ricky Starks won the belt in that tournament, I was
Yeah,
loving it. But just like you, after the pandemic, it just, ooh man, it was rough.
yeah. They lost some of their like what I thought were like their core guys.
Mm-hmm.
It just hasn't been the same. I should give it a second chance because I'm a big Cardona fan, and I know he's over there with the belt.
Yup, and I watched it this past Sunday morning because Colby Carino was in a scramble match, and they had a lot. That match was good. They have Power now, which is their weekly show, and then they got their NWA USA, and I have to say I enjoyed the Sunday morning show, but maybe I was just in a good mood, and I'm a Colby Carino mark because I loved his dad, so it is what it
Yeah,
is.
I'm a big ECW guy myself.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Believe me, I was huge into ECW. Did you ever attend any live shows?
I did not. I'm a little too young for that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really catch ECW till like I remember the group of guys that came in during the invasion angle,
Okay.
and then like One Night Stand was my first like real introduction to ECW, and then like since I've seen that, I like have delved back into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was a little too young to have grown up in
I,
it.
I got you. I got you. It hit right during my teenage years. Perfect timing. And, yeah, me and old Billy Knox hit up some ECW shows, Pittsburgh, Ohio. It's a story for another day, but yeah, I don't see how anybody couldn't love some old school ECW, not the sci-fi ECW. Even though I watched it too because it had the letters ECW, but it wasn't the same.
You're winning me over with this love of ECW, so maybe there won't be any more heat.
I'm going to try my damnedest because, like I say, I know I'm going to be in the same building as you.
I mean, I'm not saying to watch out, but like I would watch out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I keep my head on a swivel. I've said many times the RSW crew, you all seem like a family, very welcoming. At the same time, I know a man has pride, and when a man's just, yeah, like I say, skip the Billy Knox podcast. You focus on you, my man. You focus on you. You got a big title shot coming up. VCW. I've become quite the fan of Victory Championship Wrestling. Can you tell me anything about working for? I won't say. Shit. Well, I've said his name on the show before. Can you tell me anything about working for Wes Beastman Fetty and working for Victory Championship Wrestling?
So yeah, I mean, Wes definitely, he's the boss. I don't think that's a secret, really.
Right. I try.
A lot of people don't know Wes trained me.
Okay.
So I've kind of been like, I've been hearing about VCW for years. Like he's been wanting to do this for the longest time.
It,
So
well,
to see it happen, and if you know Wes, you wouldn't believe that he could really like pull it off as well as he does. But every show, it's just like gets cleaner and everything runs smoother. And I don't want to jinx it, but like it surprises me that the shows run so well.
it,
And I
and it,
say that with the most love to Beastman as possible.
For sure, for sure, it's still an independent promotion, but the production is slick. It looks good on IndieWrestling.us. The production's slick. There's storylines that are easy to follow, and you've really perked my interest now since you said you was there before the inception. If you can, just anything you can remember about him coming up with this idea and how it came to be. Anything you can remember, I'm all ears.
Well, I don't necessarily want to speak for Wes, but I think it's like we've had talks about it, and I feel the same way he does. I think he's been so many shows, seen them all run, and I think he just thinks to himself every time, no matter what it is, he thinks I could do this better. So I think that's what he tries to do.
Hmm.
He definitely cares about like small little details that he's like, we've had talks about that. I'm like, why do you care about this? And it's just, there's something ingrained. He just cares so much that all he can do is try to put on the best show possible.
That's awesome. I was I've seen Wes work here in Fairmont. Now you see him on MLW. You'll see him on numerous NDI pay-per-views. Couldn't be happier for the guy. The matches have a big time feel to them. It's presented very well, very well. I'm very happy for what he's doing with Victory Championship Wrestling, and every weekend he's on a different in a different fed on different shows. So good for that guy. I remember when he was Bulldozer.
I think he's in Canada right now,
Really?
or he was this last weekend. He was up doing shots in Canada.
Hell yeah. Look at him go. Good. Well, there you go. Well, seeing a guy like Wes make it and he's everywhere, if besides RSW, VCW, where would you like to be here in a few years? If everything worked in your favor, the perfect route, where would you like to go?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like the Impact product.
Okay.
I think that's a great option that people don't talk about enough.
For sure.
Obviously, like AEW or WWE, like who wouldn't want to work for one of them?
Right.
Uh, I really my goals are I really want to wrestle in the ECW arena, trying to
Nice.
make that happen, and I just want to get out more. I took a little bit of a break this year, not took too many bookings to get married. Uh,
Congratulations.
well, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Um, but that's all done and over with. So I do want to try to get out more. Like you said, right now I'm really only at Real Shoot and Victory.
Okay. But still, hey, I'm the first to say family comes first, life comes first. Not fronting like I've paid any dues like you have or anything, but just from a man's standpoint, I definitely understand why you would take some time off. And you planning any young ones coming down the pike? You got any young ones?
I don't. I have two dogs right now.
Okay.
Um, Probably have some kids here in the next couple of years. I don't know. We're
Next,
still, talking about it.
for sure. Hey, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. So that's I wish you the best of luck if that's what you decide to do. And in my case, sometimes accidents happen, and that's what you got. And I've been blessed with three beautiful daughters, and like I say, I wish you the best with that. So you say you've worked RSW, VCW. Have you worked any other promotions in the past 6 years?
Oh, definitely. I used to work for Black Diamond down in this is the same area that Victory runs. They don't run anymore.
Okay.
Uh, I worked for PWX when it was still going. It might still be going. I'm not real sure.
I'm not sure
Uh,
either, but that's
I've been all the way out to Warrior in Chicago. I did some pre-show matches for them.
oh wow. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit
Uh,
about that?
Yeah. I just put over West for running a good show, but Warrior, they're a machine. They're just on point at all times. Everybody knows what they're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, somebody has an answer. Like that place is special. It's definitely one of the top places in America.
That translates. That translates through the camera as well, and using big time. My favorite crowd in all wrestling, Chicago, and Chicago wrestling fans are a different breed. God bless you, Chicago. Who did you work in Chicago?
Uh, uh, I tagged with Tristan. We were still tagging at the time, and we worked against Zeke Mercer and Eli Isom.
Nice. Okay. Hey, Warrior, put that footage up so we can see it, man. I want to see that match.
Yeah, I know there's some clips of it on Wrestling with Unicorns on like Instagram and stuff.
Big shout out to them. I follow them on Twitter. They actually have two accounts on Twitter. Big fan of Wrestling with Unicorns. They got the clips.
Yeah, they're cool. He's always there for like the right shot.
Oh yeah, yeah, and got the good camera and everything. Big fan of them. Shout out to them as well. And you said PWX. I'm also was like you said. Who knows if they're even still around? I was a fan of PWX. If you can, tell me a little bit about that experience.
That was it was an experience. I was young in the business, um, so really I was just happy to be working. Um, I didn't do too much. I did win the tag titles there,
Nice.
and then later when they were Fight Society for a little while, I was one third of the like trios champions that they had.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. If they're
but yeah, I
fight,
mean it was a good place to learn, you know.
I see. I didn't know they were one and the same. So you're teaching me things here, and I love learning on this show. I think Fight Society is still running, as a matter of fact. I'll have to double check that.
Yeah, I believe they're Fight Underground now.
Yeah.
Um, I haven't heard anything from them in a while. They did a set of tapings
Okay.
during COVID, and we did that. Again, I was tagging. We worked Warhorse.
Oh, nice.
Uh, yeah.
Do you know how that came about? How did Warhorse and Beastman hook up?
Oh, I don't know. I think that was just like a Warrior idea.
Okay.
Yeah. I did try to get a match with them, but that didn't work out.
Ah. Oh, hey. It still could happen. Still could happen.
It still could happen.
Yeah, I would like to see it. I would like to see it. Any chance of the good guys taking on Warhorse or no?
I think right now the good guys were taking a little break from each other. Uh, we
Okay.
tagged for almost 3 years, or I think exactly 3 years we tagged, and I think we're both just trying to do our own thing right now. But I mean, I definitely think he would be willing to come back to tag for something like that. I mean, I would. So
Okay. Okay. So you're in for it. Okay, I got you. And I apologize again. I cut you off when you was running down the list of promotions because I'm marked out for Warrior. What was there other promotions on the list?
oh yeah, I mean, I've worked for I did Rockstar once,
Oh,
Rockstar Pro in Dayton. Um, I think here. This old place, it was called VWF. It was only around for like a year when I started. I was tag team champions there too.
oh wow.
Uh, and trying to think where else. Oh, RAPW and over in Youngstown. I still come in and out of there every now and then. Those are good guys.
Okay. So you're quite decorated. How many championships, tag team and all? Approximately, if you don't know the number, I bet you do though. How many titles have you held?
I have 6 tag team titles and 1 trios tag title.
Nice. Okay, so we haven't got the singles belt yet, but that might be changing soon.
Oh, it's gonna change. I'm gonna
It's
fuck Zeke Mercer up.
you already did, but now you can do it and pin him and then walk away with the gold.
Yeah, if he thinks he's walking out there with that title, then
Oh
I
my.
don't know. You need to just go back to school or something because that ain't happening.
Yeah, there's definitely a size difference there, and he's more of a technical wrestler. From what I've seen of you, you're quite the brawler. I don't. I was going to ask you how you plan on winning the match, but I can just you just decimate him, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna punch and kick him to death.
Oh man. Okay. I'm excited for it. Can't wait. And of course, I'm pulling for you if you're listening, and if Zeke's listening, I'm pulling for him. I'm definitely wishy washy, but as far as the RSW crew, I always go into this. Seems like a great crew. Is there anybody you do like backstage?
I like DD Vice,
Okay.
Marcus Torres. They're cool guys.
Big fan
I,
myself.
I don't even dislike Zeke Mercer,
I got you. I got
but
you.
business is business.
Damn right. Your wife. You got a wife. You got plans for a life. You got to look out for number one. I appreciate that. What about Billy Knox after that match? Is there a little bit of respect there for the man?
I will say I respect him more after that than I did before.
Okay, fair enough.
Billy Billy Knox is a tough son bitch.
Oh yeah, I know that for a fact, and you'll be flattered to know when I asked him on the podcast recently his favorite match thus far in his career, and it was the dog collar match at Fairmont State.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it was a good match. It was undeniable.
It's awful humble of him to pick a match that he lost.
Right, fair enough. Well, we got that. We got that business out of the way. The podcast is all about fun and laughing and positivity. Can you give me any good stories about some names we might know, even if we don't know them? You got any good stories you can share with the listeners?
I do. Someone you might know, Tony Atlas. I was in the locker room with him one time.
Oh God, okay. A big Tony Atlas fan. I'm all ears.
Tony Atlas is great. We were sitting there. I happened to be sitting next to Tony Atlas because he decided to sit next to me, and I realized that someone across from me has been staring at me for like a while.
Hmm.
So I look over, thinking maybe he's not looking at me, he's looking at somebody else. I look over at Tony, and Tony Atlas is staring at me. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And he said, "Man, you look like an axe murderer." And I said, "I mean, thank you, sir. I guess."
Tony Atlas tells you look like an axe murderer, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
That's a compliment of all compliments when you're a pro wrestler.
True story.
Tony Atlas. I just saw him in a movie recently, WrestleManiac, I think it was. And this dude was just hamming it up. I highly recommend. It's on Tubi for free. Oh man, I know he took liberties with that script because he was just all over the place. And by God, they put the footage in. It's worth a watch just for Tony.
Yeah, Tony Atlas not afraid to speak his mind. He told the promoter what he thought of that show. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, well, can you share that with us?
Well, just to make it quick, it was going long. Like we were looking at like 4 hours at this point, and he's like, "You're killing the town. You're killing the town." It was. I thought it was funny.
Okay, well, Tony knows, man. Tony's been around at least since the 70s, tagging with Rocky Johnson and everything. Shit. That guy's been to Puerto Rico, seen Bruiser Brody get murdered, and everywhere in between.
He's seen some shit. He knows what he's talking about.
For sure. So you've been in some locker rooms. What other locker rooms, what other names you been in there with?
I was in a locker room with Necro Butcher once.
Okay.
Nothing really crazy happened. He put me and Tristan over a whole lot.
Hell yeah.
He liked our stuff, so that was super complimentary.
For sure.
Like I said, I've been to Warrior. There's a lot of like Impact guys there.
Oh yeah. The Rascals.
Yeah, I talked to Latrey Miguel a little bit. Cedric Alexander gave me a shoulder rub one time, or Josh Alexander.
Okay. Impact champ.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hell yeah, you're kicking it with the big shots. And speaking of Necro Butcher, it just reminded me I have not mentioned our sponsor, the Seated Centon. You can use promo code 10% off, WrestleRoni promo code. There might be some, you're going to see some guys on there you like. So, yeah, check out the Seated Centon for all your wrestling trading card needs. And Hey, one of these days I'll probably see a Zack Myers trading card on there. I bet you RSW champion.
I would hope so.
There you go. Hey, you, believe me, you're still young in the business. We got places to go. You've won tag titles, trios titles, and working Warrior Wrestling. That's nothing to sneeze at by any means. So, yeah, as far as a dream opponent, we've talked promotions. Let's be realistic. Let's not say, Okada or Omega. Let's get to our proving ground match first. Who would you like to work to make a name for yourself?
I've always said whenever I'm asked this, it's Sammy Callahan.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Sammy Callahan. Kind of what I do is a little inspired by him. I would definitely that would be the match for me.
Man, I think we're becoming best friends. Like, Sammy Callahan, that dude is so underrated just for what he's done, just for Impact Wrestling. They brought him in, and look at the changes since they brought Sammy Callahan in. And I've heard stories and watched documentaries, and that dude has done a world of good for the wrestling business. He's definitely given more than he's taken.
For sure, definitely underrated. Um, he made the smart move at the right time to leave WWE, and then, like you said, he took Impact to a whole nother level, and he's doing great.
His promotion, Wrestling Revolver, is awesome. Always killer cards.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of their stuff online.
Yeah, real good. I've never saw a bad Wrestling Revolver show, and everything I hear, he's a quality human being. Um, to share a story with you and my listeners, real fast, there's a friend of mine on Twitter, and she's autistic. Her hero in life, not just her wrestling hero, her hero is Sammy Callahan for whatever reason. And 2 weeks ago, Wrestling Revolver, she actually went to a wrestling show, and I guess he was scanning tickets. He was the guy you gave your ticket to when you went to Wrestling Revolver. And he immediately got up, knew who she was, hugged her, gave her a bag of merchandise, autographed posters, t shirts, the whole nine.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He recently, he just had a barbed wire match over the weekend. I haven't seen it yet. I need to check that out. Moose was in that too. Can you imagine Moose in a barbed wire match?
Uh, Moose surprises me every time I watch him, so
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. Moose is. Did you ever watch him back in ROH?
Yeah, I was big into ROH when he was there.
Yep. Same here. That's what made me
Yeah,
a fan of Moose.
that was like the height of ROH. That was the good shit.
Yeah, I miss it. I hope Tony Khan starts doing something with it. Jericho and Bandito on Wednesday night for the ROH title. And hey, that's something. I'll take what I can get.
I didn't, but I almost did their last pay per view. I almost ordered it.
Well, I tell you, there's a way of watching the shows. You stay in contact with your boy.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah. We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. I'm the first to say, if I can't buy a show, I'm going to watch it one way or the other. And if I don't buy your show, believe me, I'm going to plug the hell out of it. If I do pirate it, I'm going to get it out there, get the word out, get some buzz going, the best of my abilities. So try to do my part if I do steal your show, and I'll steal it if I can't buy it. And like I say, if you need some help with that, I can point you in the right direction.
You could find most stuff on YouTube anymore. Anyway, I saw the match I wanted to see. I wanted to see Briscoes and FTR.
And that was a good one, wasn't it?
It was great.
Yeah, yeah, Briscoes, and they're killing it in GCW. I'm not glad Ring of Honor's gone, but I'm glad that they're out and shining right now.
Same. So they definitely needed that
Yeah, they're
because
outside of that bubble.
they're everywhere now. I seen them at NWA.
Mm-hmm.
They're at Impact. They're at Warrior. They're doing it all.
Yeah, and like I say, they're outside of that bubble, fighting teams they never would have fought. Uh, do you watch much of the Japan scene, or have you in the past?
I dabble, but I don't. I can't sit and watch it religiously.
I got you.
Yeah, Not that I don't like the style, but it does start to become like a lot of the same.
I can see it.
So, but I got my guys. Like I'm a big Muda fan. I love Liger.
Yeah.
I like Misawa and like Tanaka, dudes like that.
Yeah.
But I definitely only watch it, when I'm in the mood for it.
I understand. Yeah. That's been me lately too. I was religious with Noah, and Muda's run's coming to an end. He's going to retire within the next year, so I need to watch more Noah. That's where Muda's based, and also Lucha. I watch me some Lucha. Did you ever do the occasional Lucha Libre?
I do like some lucha. Big fan of Black Taurus.
Yeah, yeah,
I liked Pentagon Junior like back in like what do they call it, Lucha Underground.
yeah.
I don't really. He's just kind of a masked dude now. It's not as fun.
He's definitely doesn't have the aura that he had when he was
Yeah.
feuding with Vampiro and breaking his arm, and
Right. Oh, those matches were sick.
yeah, yeah. Big fan of those matches. Loved them, and what I've been recommending to folks, check out Big Lucha. The Lucha Libre is so accessible now. Moss Lucha on YouTube, always streaming live shows. Big Lucha is Bandito's fed, and they just crowned a champion over the weekend. It was him and Flamita, and yeah, that's a recommendation. Big Lucha's killing it. Very grimy gyms, just like you would see, on the independents in the U.S., with some lights and bells and whistles, but highly recommend Big Lucha.
I definitely have to check that out.
Definitely check. Yeah, hey, it's free. I love, and I tell everybody, man, like you said, you can find it all on YouTube, but there's a lot of legitimate stuff on YouTube. And Fight TV, a lot of free stuff on Fight TV, Catalyst Wrestling. There's YouTube's better than WWE Network any day, in my opinion.
Yeah, Peacock blows.
Yeah, they ruined everything. Oh man, I used to keep WWE around network around so I could watch old Smoky Mountain wrestling. I like that.
Yeah, I'm currently watching like old WCW pay-per-views
Okay, okay.
just at random.
Oh, okay, just a random WC. That's hit and
Yeah,
miss, ain't it?
I didn't grow up on WCW. We were like a Fed house,
Hmm.
so like I really don't know. Like I know things, but like I really never saw any of it. So I'll just pick one at random and sit and watch it.
Okay, I like that idea. I was telling somebody in a prior show when I was growing up. I've got a few years on you, but the way it worked in my school was if you watched WWE, then you got USA Network. You got the better cable package. But if you didn't admit to watching WCW because that's what everybody got on basic antenna and everything. So those were
Yeah,
considered the skanky kids, so to speak.
but
So
you're poor if you watch the WCW. I get it.
that, when you're kids, that's how it worked. Looking back on it, it's so silly. Like my buddy tell me about Flying Brian and the Road Warriors, and I'm like, bro, I got Hulk Hogan and the Undertaker and Sid Justice. Not even knowing Sid Justice just came from WCW.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, you're gonna find some gems in WCW. I went to one WCW show back in the day in Charleston, and it was one of the best shows I ever went to. It was in the year 2000, 2001, when Lance Storm was on his run. I was sitting right behind one of the Nitro Girl cages, and I was a teenage boy, so that was great. And Rey Mysterio had just unmasked, and nobody knew who he was. Everybody was walking by him at the table, and I was like, "Yo, that's Rey Mysterio." So I got to chill with Ray Ray.
That's sick. I went to a Thunder taping one time when I was a kid,
Okay, where was that
and
at?
it was in Wheeling, West Virginia, and I didn't know anybody, and we ended up leaving like halfway through the show.
I went to a Thunder taping, and as far as I remember, it was Wheeling. I bet you we was at the same show. I bet you did. Was Ernest the Cat the commissioner at the time?
Almost definitely. Like I don't remember because, like I said, I didn't watch, so like I don't. I know Booker T was there,
Okay.
but that's like the only name I could tell you was there.
Was
Like
he champion at the time?
he might have been because it was like 2000.
I guarantee, dude, that's crazy. It's a small world because the main
We was
event
probably
was
there.
Lights Out Bunkhouse Brawl, him and Jeff Jarrett, and I've always been such a fan of their feud.
Well, I didn't get to see that match because we left halfway through.
Oh, well, it's on
Pissed.
YouTube and it's on the network, of course. Definitely check that match and be sad about what you missed.
I, I, I came away with a sick Sting shirt though.
Okay, so not all was lost. I remember going to.
I had no clue who Sting was, but I had a shirt. It was awesome.
It just looked cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I remember
No,
going to.
like I knew Sting, but I didn't really know Sting. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't know the man. I got you.
Right.
I went to a Raw taping in Wheeling. Yeah, it was Wheeling as well. It might have been the same arena in '96. And back then they taped like 4 hours of TV at a time. It made me. I know it was over 4 hours in, and my dad made me leave early. And the main event was Taker and Mankind. That's what they kept plugging throughout the show to keep you to make you stay. And after 4 hours, which was awesome, 4 hours of wrestling, but my dad was like, "This will never be over. We got to go." So I feel your pain.
Talk about small world. I might have been at that too.
Okay.
I definitely went to one in Wheeling when I was super young. I
Okay.
don't remember anything of it,
Do you
but I
remember?
remember it was super long. But also, I was like maybe 7, so like everything's super long.
Right. Right. I bet you it was. Do you remember? Did they have the big letters, the RAW?
Nah, I don't remember.
Okay, I got you. I bet you it was because the time frames. I know it was '96. It was right after Mind Games and going into Buried Alive.
Yeah, it could have been. Like I said, that so young. I all I knew was like Hulk Hogan was awesome and the Road Warriors were cool, and that was it.
Right. Right. So it's that's cool. It sounds like your dad helped with your love for wrestling, took you to some wrestling shows.
Yeah, I've been did plenty of shows. I was probably pretty spoiled with however many shows I was taken to.
Good. Hell yeah. So as far back as 6 years old, you had this love for wrestling, and look at you now. I mean, what was it, and when was it when you decided I think this is something I'm going to try?
Honestly, I don't think I could pinpoint anything specifically. Like, but I could tell you, like, I don't remember a time where I didn't want to be a wrestler. So
Okay.
it was just kind of always there.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. And here you are. So hell yeah, good for you. I always wanted to be a wrestler. I had 2 matches, and I said I don't think I can be a wrestler. So respect to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, for real, for sure. So it's going back as long as you can remember. Did I ask you who trained you?
So I did say that I was trained by Beastman.
That's right, you did say that. So what's it like being trained by Beastman?
You don't really understand anything he's saying. You're just kind of bumping into the floor because you're in the woods somewhere. No, I mean it's a 300-pound man. Like it was not easy,
Hmm.
as it should be. I think not everybody, but I think some kids get it easy.
Right.
And, uh, it was definitely worth it for me. Not for everybody. My class started with 6 people, and I was the only one to graduate. So
Fuck yeah.
I mean, that tells you how tough it is. Um, Wes is training some kids now. Um, I hope they're getting it just as hard as I am or I did,
Right.
but I don't know.
That's something to be proud of, man. Like you said, it's not for everybody. You was the one that made it out of the 6, so that's definitely something. If you stop wrestling today and had 2 wrestling matches, you can be proud that you made it through that training. So props to you on that.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, all I ever wanted to do was have a match. So the last 6 years has just been bonus for me.
Right on. Right, that's a good way to look at it. And I've heard Wes. I've watched him on a podcast. Shout out to the Wrestling Mayhem show on Indie Wrestling. He was talking about when he was trained. Whenever he was first trained, whoever trained him really didn't train him for shit. And here he went out and wrestled for a couple years, not being trained legitimately. And He ended up going back to training to be trained again and trained properly. So,
Yeah, I mean that's what I would recommend to anybody who wants to try this is definitely get trained properly. There's too many guys that are not properly trained.
right. And you don't have to sugarcoat that. Unlike you, I think guys should have to. Again, I'm a fan. Let me say that first and foremost. I'm a fan. But guys should have to pay their dues. They should have to get knocked around. That way, not everyone can get into the business. It's a special thing to be where you're at. So I agree. Like I say, there's no need to sugarcoat it here. People should have to pay their dues and take their ass kickings, and may only the strong survive.
Yeah, you don't want to get me started on this. Where we'll be talking for hours.
Hey,
But
give me a little
nah,
bit.
I mean I agree. There's too many people who didn't have to go through shit,
Hmm.
and it shows. I mean, I'm not going to say anybody specifically, and everybody's got their own journey or whatever.
Right,
But there's definitely a lot of untrained guys out there working, and it shouldn't be like that. And
right.
this is I believe that everyone should have a chance to live their dream,
Hmm.
but everyone should have the wherewithal to know when it's not for them.
Exactly. And look, there's plenty of backyard feds you can go to if that's what you're looking to do. If you want to break somebody's neck or break somebody's arm, there's plenty of backyard feds. These guys group up and make phone calls and get together and go throw each other around in the backyard. Go do that because right now there's so much wrestling that you can access live streaming, libraries. I say that all the time on the show. Wrestling's never been better because it's so accessible. So let those guys do the backyard shows. Did you ever do any backyard wrestling?
I mean, I did. Everybody does a little bit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but again, I went and got trained.
Right.
So
Nothing wrong with some backyard wrestling. Now, like I say, there's the backyard feds. Like in my backyard fed, we had the entrances with the pyro. We had our own characters, our own storylines, and then you got you and your buddy going around and just throwing around each other in the yard.
right.
Backyard wrestling's backyard wrestling. Whatever it is, what it is. Like you say, everybody's did it. Did you try any wrestling in high school or any football or anything?
I played at every sport at least once,
Okay.
uh, but nothing really stuck.
Right.
Uh, I mean, I guess pro wrestling was just always it for me. So
I
like
got you.
nothing else was going to be good enough. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Well, no, like I say, I definitely understand it. Definitely get it. I forget my train of thought, but I'll get back to it. Do you watch any type of horror movies or anything?
I'm not really a big horror guy. I mean, I do like I fuck with some of the monster stuff,
Okay.
like Creature of the Black Lagoon or Godzilla or whatever. But I'm more of a like sci-fi guy,
Okay.
big Star Wars fan.
Okay.
Um,
I
I like
throw
Marvel. Who doesn't like
right Marvel, DC. I throw that
yeah.
question at guests because I have a lot of subscribers that subscribe to my channel for horror movie stuff, and you are the second one that's like, nah, I don't mess with horror movies, and I respect it. Hell yeah.
I just don't. I don't like to be scared. I don't see the appeal of that. Like I'm down for like a vampire movie or something like that. That's cool. But like I don't want to be watching people get like muted. Like I don't like Saw. Like that's too much.
I'm a
But
weirdo.
I'll
I'm a
I'll fuck
sicko.
with like Friday the 13th. Like that's cool.
Okay. I got you. Well, you mentioned Marvel. Marvel or DC?
Oh, I'm a DC guy.
Hell yeah, same. I'm
Yeah.
a Batman dude.
Uh, who doesn't love Batman? My favorite is Green Lantern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You ever break out the occasional comic book, or are we just sticking to watching it on the telly?
Oh yeah, I got stacks of them over here.
Yeah, yeah. See, like I
Just
say, no. Go ahead, go ahead. I was just saying we're quickly becoming friends.
oh yeah, I got the classics. I got Watchmen, and I got V for Vendetta. I
Nice.
got the Blackest Night series.
Yep.
What else? I got like Arkham Asylum and The Killing Joke. I got the typical stuff.
Right on.
And then some indie stuff like I like Madman. If you haven't heard of that, it's like this comic from the '90s was actually like partially the inspiration for Freakazoid.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty cool. I would check that out. I'm trying to think what other indie stuff. I like Ben Templesmith. He's the guy that did 30 Days a Night.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yep.
He's got some other books that I can't remember the name of.
You'd mentioned Watchmen and V for Vendetta. Did you ever read Alan Moore's run of Swamp Thing?
I have not. No.
Oh, highly, highly, highly recommend that. That's one of the best reads I've ever had. And if you want to go indie, I actually named my daughter after my wife actually agreed to it because she liked the comic book so much. Zombie Tramp. It's out of Pittsburgh. Just a zombie horror. And it's a pretty graphic, crazy comic book, but it's pretty dope. She was a prostitute and got chained in a basement and got bit by a zombie, and now she's a zombie with a vengeance and still good looking and got her boobies and everything and seduces men, and usually it's bad men, and she kills them. And highly recommend Zombie Tramp. I haven't collected for probably about 5 years now, but whenever I dipped out of the game, it was still running. So if you ever come across those, that's good shit.
Yeah, I don't really collect anymore. Every now and then I'll get something. I got a stack of stuff I still need to read.
Yeah. And who can afford to collect? Man, it's ridiculous. I mean, for $3 or $4, yeah, but who can buy one comic book at the comic book store?
Everything's expensive.
And you said sci-fi. I'm a Godzilla nut. You like Godzilla?
I'm a huge Godzilla fan. I used to like rent the tapes, the
Yeah.
black and white Japanese tapes,
Hell yeah.
and watch it when I was a kid. I
Nice.
didn't. I tell you what, though, I didn't really like Godzilla versus Kong.
No?
Nah, like it was all right, but I thought King of Monsters was better.
Hmm. I couldn't say which one I did like better.
I was really hyped for it, and then I saw it, and I was like, I think that other one was better.
Okay, okay. Well, supposedly we're gonna keep going with them. Hopefully, I'll take a Godzilla movie any way I can get it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and to my listeners, it just came out today. I think November 5th. Looks like Halloween's running a little late this year. There's gonna be a Godzilla Marathon on Shout TV. That's a streaming service, free streaming service, 24 hours a day. But Godzilla Marathon hosted by John Carpenter of Halloween fame. So that's something to get excited about.
Are they gonna play the like what was it, 99 Godzilla, or is that 98? 98.
No, they're going to play the old ones, thank God, because I'm not a fan of that one. That's probably the only Godzilla movie I don't like.
I love it. It's so terrible.
I like bad movies, too. I can't do
Yeah.
that one. You love it, though,
I saw that in the theater when I was like 8.
huh? Okay, yep. I remember
I
seeing
do.
it.
I have a fond relationship with that movie.
Oh, hell yeah. Everybody's got to have their bad movie that's their own. And I think people's willing to let you have that one to yourself.
That one and Batman Forever.
Okay. Hey, I'll take you. I got your back on that one.
I still like Batman and Robin too. I don't care what anybody says.
Yep. Hey, my least favorite is probably Batman Rises, the one with Ra's al Ghul, whichever one that is. I don't like it.
Oh, Batman Begins. Yeah, that one. It's just not as good as Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That's his problem.
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen the new Batman.
I did. I really loved it. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I did too. I was really impressed. I only watched it once. I need to go back and watch that bad boy again.
I did not like the deleted Joker clip.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, there's a deleted Joker clip, and like I just think they did too much with the makeup.
I see. Okay.
They don't show it like full face ever, but like they just overdid it.
Okay. Yeah. And Gotham was awesome too.
I fell out of Gotham after like the second season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's last I knew it was on the Netflix. If you're bored sometime, don't have anything else to watch. If you like Batman, I ain't telling you how to live your life, but if you like Batman, maybe give us another try one of these days.
I mean, it wasn't the worst show ever, but it wasn't like
I can get it. I get it,
just didn't,
because it's definitely not a Batman show,
right, right.
but it's in Gotham. Okay, well, getting to know the man, getting to know the man, getting to know the man. Zack Myers, big things coming up. So once you win the belt, then where do you go from there?
Um, First I go to the bar
Okay,
and I
out.
get an ice cold Millie Light.
Okay,
Then I come home, smash my wife.
right on.
Then we might go to Disney World,
Hell yeah,
go to
going.
Galaxy's Edge,
All right.
build a build a lightsaber,
Okay. Right, makes sense to me.
and then somewhere in there we're gonna stop at Burger King for food.
Okay, burger. You like the Burger King, huh?
BK is the food of choice.
That's how we're gonna celebrate. Okay, I like it. So, okay, let's look at it this way. Zeke, you sound very confident. You sound very confident. I'm trying to get into your psyche a little bit. Let's say the referee goes down. The referee's out. You hear him snoring. You know you're good to do whatever. Do you go get the steel chair to go ahead and make sure you got this? Is it by any means necessary? Or do we wake the referee up, sacrifice? How would you go about that?
Well, the chain is never far.
Okay.
I keep it nearby at all times,
So,
just in case things get a little too aggressive.
for
I need to
sure.
put somebody down.
Okay.
So the chain's always an option. But if I feel like I got him down, if he's done, if I know he's done, and I'll know he's done,
Hmm.
I'm gonna wake that ref up.
I got you. Okay. Okay. And to see the other side of things, go through the door on this one, go behind the curtain a little bit. The reason I bring it up, in the Knox interview, he was saying, you was kind of wanting the folks to cheer you. You was trying to go the babyface route. And I said, well, Billy, he attacked Zeke after the match. So in a perfect world, when you win that belt, do you want the fans cheering you, or do you want them booing you? Or better yet, does Tim want the fans cheering you, or does Tim want the fans booing you? What do you want out of me at that show, my man?
I want a guttural reaction. I want whatever you're feeling to
Nice.
happen.
Okay. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me.
So if you're sad that Zeke Mercer lost, I don't really give a shit. You can be sad.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it just is what it is. I mean,
Okay.
I,
All
I
right.
knocked Zeke Mercer clear out of his goddamn shoes one time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not worried about Zeke Mercer.
Right.
Zeke's a tough kid.
Oh, yeah.
He's beat some guys that, be honest, I don't know if I could beat Jason Kincaid,
First name I thought, too. That's crazy.
but I know for damn sure that I got a 102% chance of whipping Zeke Mercer's ass.
Hell yeah. Okay. So after you get that belt, then how do we cement the legacy, man? Where do we go? How do we cement that legacy? Do we challenge all up and comers or all challengers? What's the game plan?
The game plan is I'm gonna win the belt, and then I'm just gonna beat everybody after that.
I got you. And
Zeke's all proud. Zeke's all proud. He's held the title for a year. I'm gonna retire with that title.
okay, okay. Or what about the start? Get you looking like Ultimo Dragon. Go to other
Yeah.
promotions and get their belts.
If I got the heavyweight title, might as well have the internet title too.
There you go, Remy
Might as well
Levesque.
get the VCW title, the RAP. I'll just have them all.
Okay, and
I like this. I like this plan. I didn't think about this.
yeah,
I'm
why
not just
not?
doing everything.
So that was going to be what I asked you. Is there any other titles you have your eye on? Sounds like the BCW title, and so you got your eyes on some other belts too, huh?
Yeah, all of them.
Hell
Everybody.
yeah, Chris Jericho, watch out.
Facts.
Get that ROH belt. Get that Roman Reigns. Somebody got to stop Roman Reigns. Shit. Triple H, Paul Levesque, give him a call.
Get S&S. They can
Oh.
back me up with the bloodline. We'll be good.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Bring the cream pies and everything. Yeah, like I say, I think I like you. You like S&S and Godzilla fan, comic book man. Don't like your horror movies, but we couldn't match 100%. That's all right. I like where you're coming
Everything
from.
can't be perfect.
Of course.
Even me. I know I seem perfect, but I'm a little short.
Yeah, I understand. We had Dustin Alexander on the last episode, and he was bragging about some of his gifts that are below the belt. And, I told him, God looks out for some, forgot about me. And you just got to listen to that one to see what all that got into. And like you say, nobody's perfect, but I think you're doing damn well for yourself, fine sir. And I definitely do appreciate having you on. I'm glad we cleared the air, and hopefully, in a perfect world, when Mononga on the 15th, I hope to walk up to you in a perfect world and get an autograph.
Maybe a picture with my new title.
There you go. Yeah, definitely. I will be the first one to get that picture and post it on the Twitter machine.
That'll be a crisp $5.
There you go.
So
I appreciate the hustle.
gotta make the money.
Hey, man. God bless you. I've had so many people on here. I'm not saying one way's right and one way's wrong, but there's been other guests that, man, come on up. Hey, take a picture with me. I'm not going to charge you for a picture. Like I say, I appreciate the hustle. I'm not saying one way's right and one way's wrong. I appreciate you say that'll be $5. I'll have $5 in my pocket if you win the title.
You mean when I win the title?
When you win the title. I'm trying to stay partial. Trying to.
Well, you can stay partial all you want, but that's what's happening. So
that's the game plan. That's awesome. Well, it's been an enlightening discussion. Before I let you go, because I've almost kept number one contender's time for almost an hour, go ahead and let the folks know where they can give you some money, where they can follow you on social media, whatever you need to plug. The floor is yours, my man.
Well, I'm going to be at every Real Shoot Wrestling show from now until forever because I'm going to be the champ.
Right.
Probably be at all the upcoming Victory Championship Wrestling shows. Like I said, I pop in and out of RAPW in Ohio. And hopefully you can see me at some more places. I'm on Facebook. I got Instagram. I have a Twitter. I don't really do anything on it. So, you can follow me if you want. But
all right. There you go. It's all out there. Well, Mad Dog, it's been another eye-opening experience, another pleasant guest. I've been telling everybody I've been blessed with awesome people. I know you don't want people to think that about you, but I can tell from talking to you, you're a quality human being. It's definitely been a pleasure, and I'll be pulling for you on the 15th, sir. If that's when the match goes down. I don't know when the match is going down. Do you?
I believe it is on the 15th.
Oh, boy. Right in
we're coming up.
Yeah, right in my backyard. I can walk to this show, so there ain't no way in hell I'm missing this one. So, like I say, I'm blessed. Wrestling's coming to me for once. I do. I appreciate you.
Well, I'll be glad to see you there,
Okay.
It was a pleasure for you to have me on this podcast here.
Certainly. And before I let you go, I'll tell you what. I'll give you this. If you don't mind, I think I'm doing you a favor here. I'd like to think so. And of course it's doing me a favor. I know I'm getting content out of you, but let Zeke Mercer know. Go ahead. The floor is yours. Give me the promo on Zeke. Let him know what's going to happen.
Zeke Mercer, my man. You're a good little work rate guy. I've watched you since day one. You're great. I mean that. You're great. But October 15th, I'm taking that title, buddy. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So hold on to it while you can.
There you go. There you go. You've been listening to WrestleRoni. I have been joined by the one and only Mad Dog Zack Myers. I'm Spooky Lou. Use promo code WrestleRoni on the seatofcenton.com for your wrestling trading cards. Most importantly, be nice to each other, be kind, help somebody else out. It's been WrestleRoni, I'll let you live your life. I thank you very much, Mad Dog.
Thank you.
I thank you folks for listening. I'll let you do your thing.